Question, the member from Etobicoke North.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Environment and Climate Change. Speaker, as you may know, today marks the second day of Waste Reduction Week in Canada. And over the course of this week, Canadians will be holding events to challenge themselves and encourage others to reduce waste. And just to be clear, Speaker, we're talking about solid waste, not time. Speaker, in 2014 alone, 11.5 million tonnes of waste was generated in the province of Ontario. That means, on average, every person in Ontario generated approximately 1 tonne of waste per year. The events this week serve as opportunities for Ontarians to learn how they can reduce waste in their homes, and communities and businesses. And through the Waste-Free Ontario Act, we are making it easier for Ontarians to do just that. Speaker, in recognition of Waste Reduction Week, can the minister please explain to this House what the government is doing to help Ontarians reduce waste?
Thank you. Minister of Environment and Climate Change.
Well, thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member for that very important question. You know, we're happy here to recognize Waste Reduction Week today. It really is an opportunity for all Ontarians to take the challenge to reduce waste in their daily lives. As the member mentioned, Ontario generates millions of tonnes of waste each year. Currently, Speaker, only 28% of that waste is being diverted from landfills. The result is this results in $1 billion in valuable resources lost each year to landfill. However, it's estimated that for every 1,000 tonnes of waste diverted from landfill, we could create 7 jobs, $360,000 in wages, and $700,000 in additional GDP, Speaker. Our government recognizes the value of reinvesting these resources in the economy, Speaker. That's why we took action by introducing the Waste-Free Ontario Act, so that Ontarians could be proud of the work being done to reduce waste across the province.
Thank you, Speaker. I'd like to thank the minister for his response. And Speaker, as you will know, that climate change is, of course, becoming an increasingly apparent global threat. We also know that managing waste and reusing our resources is a critical part of achieving our goals to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and moving towards a prosperous, low-carbon economy. Our Climate Change Action Plan commits to reducing emissions from waste and moving Ontario towards a circular economy. We recognize that diverting waste from landfill is not just about protecting our land and environment. It is also, Speaker, central to fighting climate change and creating a better future for Ontarians and our planet. That's why we're transitioning towards this circular economy. Reusing and reinvesting resources allows us to keep resources within the economy, benefiting both the environment and the economic productivity of Ontarians.
Question.
Speaker, can the minister please tell the House how the circular economy will improve Ontario's economy and the lives of Ontarians?
Thank you. Minister.
Well, thank you to the member for Etobicoke North for that follow-up question, Speaker. You know, our government is committed to moving beyond the linear make, use, dispose of model to a new model that we refer to as the circular economy, where we make productive use of materials for as long as possible. We're also lowering the cost of recycling for Ontarians and providing them with more convenient recycling options. By significantly increasing diversion efforts, Ontario will be supporting 13,000 jobs and adding $1.5 billion to the province's GDP. We've also committed, Speaker, to reducing emissions of greenhouse gases from landfills, which account for about 5% of our total greenhouse gas emissions here in Ontario. However, not everyone has joined the movement to reduce waste here in Ontario. In fact, the members of both parties opposite, Speaker, voted against the Waste-Free Ontario Act in 2016. During Waste Reduction Week, Speaker, I urge all members to consider